Hey guys and gals, this time I decided to make a long video for you featuring a range of different and lesser-known games from past years. I think everyone can find something for themselves in this video. But first, here are the winners from the last giveaway. I'll message you after this video is posted. At the end of the video, you'll see which games we'll be giving away next time. If you want to participate, just subscribe to the channel, give a like, and leave any comment. Let's start with Ryse, Son of Rome. This is a third-person action slasher following a Roman legionnaire who's lost his entire family and sets out for revenge. The game features beautiful graphics, cinematic cutscenes, brutal executions, and a simple storyline. Ryse is perfect for those who enjoy slicing through opponents and just want to relax with a game, though it doesn't offer anything especially unique. Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. An open-world RPG set in a fantasy universe filled with dragons and magic. Here, we battle multi-headed hydras, goblins, and griffins, backed up by 3 companions to whom you can issue simple commands. I personally loved the non-target combat system in this game. It's one of the best developed systems of its kind. The monster AI is also surprisingly clever, kudos to the programmers. A cool feature of the game is the ability to climb onto large monsters. Tempest, a fantastic pirate adventure in an open world. The game offers hundreds of quests, dozens of islands, naval battles, and treasure hunts. Created by a small team, Tempest brings together the best aspects of pirate-themed games. You'll find a vast world, beautiful battles, ship upgrades, sea monsters, impregnable forts, quests, and trading. We Are The Dwarves, a tactical action game about 3 dwarf astronauts who embark on a space journey, only to hit an anomaly that tears apart their ship and scatters them across an unknown planet. Each dwarf has a unique class and skills. One is a melee combat specialist, another is an engineer with a massive grenade launcher, and the third is a stealth expert. The game is challenging from the start, with countless hidden ledges, poisonous swamps, and aggressive plants. Ghost of a Tale, an action RPG with elements of adventure and stealth. It tells the story of a brave little mouse who's been captured by rats. As he tries to escape, he has to navigate various obstacles, hide from guards, search for keys to numerous doors, and use disguises. Every part of the game is well polished, but the stealth mechanics stand out. The mouse can make noise, and the sound varies depending on the character, speed, and surface. Vendetta, Curse of Raven's Cry, an action RPG set in the Caribbean of the 17th century from the creators of the Two Worlds series. You'll explore islands by navigating your ship in an open world, completing various quests and progressing through the main storyline. Along the way, you'll engage in both sword fights and ship battles with cannon fire and boarding fights. There's a wide range of firearms and swords at your disposal. Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. This fast-paced action game with hand-drawn graphics is set in the 1920s. The gameplay is an intense, non-stop run-and-gun experience filled with action and a huge arsenal. Each enemy requires a different approach, and the game features diverse levels, a great soundtrack, and various foes. Bulletstorm, a dynamic first-person shooter with a good sense of humor and a storyline worth following. This game is a must-play for any shooter fan, with outstanding gameplay and an engaging story that goes beyond typical genre standards. The game's main feature is the skill shot system, which rewards creative and painful enemy takedowns. Bonuses can be used to acquire even deadlier weapons, making it easier to deal with foes. Betrayer, an adventure action game with RPG elements in a first-person perspective, set in 1604. The main character arrives on a mysterious island filled with ghostly towns and ruins. His mission is to uncover what happened to the inhabitants and the mysteries surrounding them. The game stands out for its atmosphere, sounds, and engaging storyline, though it requires a lot of reading to fully understand. It's a unique game suited for those who love exploring, with a sizable open world. Rime, a vibrant adventure game, though it starts with a slow introduction. The main character is a boy in a red cloak who is washed ashore on a deserted coast after a storm. There's no one around, only ruins scattered along the path. An enormous tower looms in the distance, which serves as the goal throughout the game. Players explore a vast and colorful world, with dozens of locations and remnants of an ancient civilization. Praey for the Gods, an adventure game with survival elements in the spirit of Shadow of the Colossus. The player is sent to the edge of a dying, frozen world to uncover the mystery of an endless winter. To survive, you'll need to build fires, find food, and create weapons, all while facing off against massive creatures in an open-world environment. Masquerada, Songs and Shadows, an isometric RPG with a fantasy setting and a tactical pause feature to control your party. The game is set in a city where only the owners of rare, unique masks can use magic. Acquiring one is difficult, and keeping it is even harder. The game has a solid storyline and well-written dialogues. Dead Effect 2, a sci-fi first-person shooter with RPG elements. Here, you'll defeat enemies and upgrade your character to save a spaceship from monsters and find a way home. In campaign mode, players explore the ship, battling hordes of zombies and bosses, discovering hundreds of items to upgrade equipment, and wielding over 40 unique weapon types that can be customized. Decay of Logos, a challenging adventure action RPG, blending elements of Dark Souls and The Legend of Zelda. Gameplay focuses on exploring the world and battling with combo moves. You'll have both melee and ranged weapons as well as magic. Death doesn't end the game. Instead, the protagonist revives at a camp or shrine, though some enemies respawn and her stats are weakened. Executive Assault 2, a sequel that combines real-time space strategy with first-person shooter mechanics. You'll command a robot army and set up a base like in a traditional strategy game, but you can also take control of any unit or vehicle to fight directly on the battlefield. Fae, a beautiful puzzle game with unique visual style. You'll climb, glide, and navigate a dark forest, learning about its ecosystem. The game's core is its musical mechanic, which lets you communicate with the forest's creatures. You'll learn animal songs to befriend or control them. Birds guide your way, bears protect you from enemies, and plants provide berries to help in fights. Hob, an adventure where the protagonist explores a mysterious world, blending lush nature with advanced technology. The story is revealed through exploration and interactions with characters. Hob feels like a true adventure, rewarding players constantly for their discoveries, making it enjoyable to search out new areas yet to be explored. Victor Vran, an isometric action RPG with a unique twist. Styled as a gothic steampunk slasher, the protagonist is a demon hunter. The game offers fast-paced action against hordes of monsters, complex bosses, and varied locations. A distinctive feature is the hero's ability to jump and perform acrobatic moves mid-air. Styx Series, a colorful steampunk RPG series focused on the story of a goblin thief. At 200 years old, he's a master of stealth, theft, and assassination, living in a harsh world ruled by humans, elves, dwarves, and orcs. The main character is also on a quest to uncover his race's origins. Players undertake diverse missions with different goals and face various enemies. Each level is spacious, allowing players multiple ways to achieve their objectives. Medieval Kingdom Wars, a grand strategy game set in the medieval era, featuring a system for managing a kingdom on a global map while events unfold in real time. For instance, after sending troops to storm a city, players can either watch from the world map or manage the army directly in RTS mode. The game also includes a single-player campaign, a map of Western Europe, and over 200 realistically recreated cities. Pine, an open-world adventure set in a vibrant world full of secrets, puzzles, and diverse items. Players control a teenager on a quest to find a new home for his people. Along the way, he'll need to trade, gather resources, fight, and establish relations with various initially hostile clans. Volcanoids, a first-person survival game in a steampunk setting, where players journey to an island shaken by volcanic eruptions caused by mechanical creatures. The eruption has turned the island into a post-apocalyptic wasteland. To survive, players use a drill ship as a mobile, armored base. The drill ship can be expanded and upgraded by mining resources and crafting items. The Technomancer, set in a world where humanity has colonized Mars, now plagued by a war over water. Players assume the role of an electricity master with 3 combat styles to choose from. Enemies include marauders, hostile wildlife, and other factions. The game has a branching dialogue system, with choices affecting future gameplay. Players can also craft equipment and a range of weapons. Stories: The Path of Destinies, an action RPG where the story unfolds based on player choices, leading to outcomes that range from tragic to comedic. To achieve victory, players explore multiple storylines and employ acrobatic tricks and deadly attacks to defeat enemies. The game stands out with its unique visual style and vibrant levels. Beautiful Desolation, an isometric adventure set in a post-apocalyptic world dominated by advanced technology. In a distant future, players explore dark environments, solve complex puzzles, act as intermediaries in conflicts, and engage in battles. It's a treat for sci-fi fans, blending surrealism with sharp humor and a fascinating world. Blair Witch, a first-person horror game set in the Blair Witch universe. As a police officer, players search for a missing boy in the woods, only to have the investigation devolve into a nightmare filled with supernatural horrors. The protagonist becomes trapped in the forest and gradually loses his sanity. A dog accompanies him, providing his only real source of support. The Surge 2, a sequel set sometime after the first game, featuring a new protagonist and an open world in a vast city now under alien attack. Developers addressed issues from the previous game, refining gameplay to a new level. The improvements make the game especially intuitive for those familiar with the original. Omensight, an action RPG with an original storyline that includes the ability to control both magic and time. This power allows players to witness past and future events and interact with a vast array of characters, some of whom may even join as allies. Heat, a survival sandbox set in the American Wild West during the early formation of the United States. Players can choose any role: sheriff, Native American chief, or even president, and pursue their own paths. Options include building a family or town, hunting, and exploring. The vast world spans 67 square kilometers with around 20 unique biomes, each offering intriguing locations to discover. Fade to Silence, a post-apocalyptic RPG with survival elements set in a future where humanity is on the brink of extinction. Players must contend with terrifying monsters, hunger, and a harsh, hostile environment. The protagonist explores snowy wastelands, travels by wolf sled, faces difficult moral choices, battles creatures, and struggles to survive. Port Royale 3, an economic strategy game set in the vast world of the Caribbean in the 17th century. Players can be traders, pirates, or adventurers, engaging in naval battles, city sieges, raids, and trading, all set against a backdrop of real Caribbean geography. The game includes a free-play mode and multiplayer. FarSky, a first-person survival game set underwater, preceding the release of Subnautica by 6 months. This survival game features a randomly generated, vibrant underwater world with diverse biomes and depths. Players build bases, gather resources, engage in underwater hunting, craft items, and even farm. The deeper you go, the more new creatures, plants, and resources you'll find. The Last Remnant, a JRPG set in a world filled with ancient artifacts that grant special powers to their owners. Combat is central, and players fight using squads of up to 5 units each. Team composition affects strength and abilities, and battles are turn-based on separate maps. Strategic positioning and skillful use of abilities are key to success. Rise of Argonauts, an action RPG hybrid with an engaging story, following Jason and the Argonauts as they search for the Golden Fleece. Jason is joined by many legendary figures from Greek mythology. Relationships with allies resemble a simplified Mass Effect system, with the Argo serving as a hub similar to the Normandy. Apotheon, a 2D action RPG in the style of a Metroidvania, featuring open-world locations to freely explore. The game is styled like ancient Greek frescoes and rooted in Greek mythology. Players navigate 2D levels, battling enemies, seeking treasures, completing quests, and exploring Olympus. The game offers a variety of weapons, a unique combat system, and crafting. Alpha Protocol, a third-person espionage RPG featuring secret missions. The player controls an agent who uncovers sensitive information that could spark a global catastrophe. Rejected by the government, he must operate alone to prevent disaster. The game includes RPG elements, character customization, and a skill system tied to leveling up. Bound by Flame, an RPG where the protagonist is possessed by a demon in a botched summoning, with this inner conflict forming a core part of the gameplay. The demon is a distinct character, interacting regularly with the protagonist throughout the game. Aligning with the demon brings the hero closer to darkness, visibly changing their voice, skin tone, and even growing horns. Companions also have unique backstories, goals, and dialogue. Divine Cybermancy, a first-person action RPG set in a cyberpunk world with a psychedelic story set in a grim future. The protagonist has physical and mental abilities, as well as cybernetic implants that can be upgraded. The game offers various weapons, including samurai swords, pistols, shotguns, machine guns, and sniper rifles. ParaWorld, an unconventional RTS set in an alternate universe where humans coexist with dinosaurs, which serve as military and transport units. Battles unfold across 20+ maps with varying terrains, sizes, and climates. Players can choose from 3 factions, and typical missions involve resource gathering, base building, and army creation. The presence of dinosaurs is the game's unique twist. Venetica, a third-person action RPG and hack-and-slash hybrid with a simplistic but diverse leveling system. The city visuals and landscapes evoke fable, featuring day-night cycles, unique enemies, humorous dialogues, memorable characters, and numerous side quests, all contributing to a rich adventure atmosphere. Blur, a racing game with a twist. Players compete in flashy sports cars while performing stunts and smashing vehicles. The main attraction is the combat element. Players accumulate energy during races that can be used to take out or explode opponents' cars. Energy can also be spent on speed boosts or enhancing defense. Rampage Knights, a co-op roguelike with randomly generated dungeons that can be explored solo or in co-op mode. Players take on the role of a hero trapped in a magical forest, where every path leads to a monster-filled castle. Armed with weapons and spells, the hero battles through dungeon mazes to confront the castle's master. Lord of the Rings: War in the North, an action RPG with co-op support for up to 3 players, set in the Lord of the Rings universe. Players choose one of 3 characters, each with unique abilities, to traverse different regions of Middle-earth. Along the way, they encounter various monsters and, at the end of each level, engage in boss fights to earn valuable loot and upgrade their character. Legends of Dawn, a fantasy action RPG sandbox with a fully open world and complete freedom. Developers have removed typical genre restrictions, offering players one main objective: survive. There are no set classes. Players can combine magic with a 2-handed sword if they wish. The game features an extensive skill tree, non-linear quests, and various crafting options. Sudeki, an adventure-action RPG with third-person perspective in a Japanese-style fantasy world, depicting a war between the City of Light and the City of Eternal Night. The game follows 4 main characters, each with unique skills and abilities. The world is linear, divided into 3 regions: light, dark, and an in-between realm, all corridor-like. Defeating enemies levels up characters, who gain orbs to enhance stats or buy spells. Equipment cannot be found but can be upgraded as the story progresses. Heroes of Annihilated Empires, a blend of RPG and RTS in a medieval fantasy world, where players must build bases, gather resources, and train units. Those leaning toward RPG gameplay can control a hero, fight monsters, gain experience, and collect epic items, eventually casting powerful area spells to destroy enemy bases. Strategy enthusiasts can focus on base building, resource management, and army creation to attack enemies. Newman: Contest of Heroes, an action RPG where players encounter not only bandits but also ancient mythical creatures. The game features unique mechanics, such as early stages that depict the hero's childhood, influencing their future class, hunter, mage, or warrior, based on preferred weapons. Much depends on divine mentors, who provide bonuses, quests, talents, and abilities specific to each deity chosen by the player. Blood and Gold, a blend of RPG and economic strategy set during the golden age of piracy and colonial wars in the Caribbean. Players start as mercenaries, eventually building up their own army and fleet to seize control of the Caribbean. Along the way, players can accept assassination contracts, spend earnings on blackjack and women, get married, and more. Necrovision: Lost Company, a first-person shooter where players take on the role of a German soldier during World War I. The protagonist discovers that the war has awakened sinister, mystical forces. Players must uncover a devilish conspiracy, battling hordes of zombies and demons with a wide range of weapons and vehicles like tanks and airplanes. Praey, a sci-fi first-person shooter about a Native American hero who battles alien invaders using magical powers, organic weaponry, and portals. The protagonist finds himself on an alien spaceship that roams the universe, capturing life forms from planets for consumption. He must explore the ship to find a way to escape, relying on various weapons, mental abilities, and other tools to survive. That's the complete list. I hope you enjoyed it. In the next video, we'll give away some exciting games, a tactical shooter ready or not, the fresh pixel RPG adventure Everhome, and 3 keys to the pixel Souls-like action game There Is No Light. Best of luck, and see you soon!